Right, so in today's video I'm going to be installing a nice little under-seat subwoofer, which I got from just my local car part shop. I've got a wiring in kit as well, and the subwoofer itself. 240 watt, it's a Vibe, and I'm just going to fit it under my back seat. So obviously I'm going to be running through how to do it, everything you're going to need to do it. So you're going to need some heat shrink. I've got some Velcro just to put on the bottom of it, so then it'll stick to the carpet and not move around. And then obviously you just need some connections and all that stuff. It does have some in the box with your wiring kit, and this comes with your RCAs, your remote, your ground and your positive. Now this isn't going to work if you have a completely factory head unit, so obviously this one's been upgraded to a Pioneer quite a few years ago, so it's an old Pioneer, but it's got the RCAs on the back which you need to run one of these, and this is a subwoofer with the amp built into it, so it's everything you need right here. And obviously I'm going to be installing it on my 1993 Ford F-250. So what you'll have to do is you'll have to remove your, on this model, you'll have to remove your air intake, because this is the battery you're going to use in. That one goes towards the starter, this one's more for your accessories, so this is what I'll be running the sub off. The positive is under there, so it'll be easier to take that off with just the screws at the front. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the positive through this here, so obviously you take that apart from the inside. Slide that back. Under the dash, you've got obviously where your pedals are, that is where that cover is, so you undo these two, push that out, and then I'll probably just drill a hole in it and then push the cable through that. And then obviously I'll run it up under this plastic here and all the way down the back, right up until it gets under the rear seat there. So for these two, it is a 13mm. It's a bit awkward to film in here, so I'm going to undo them and then show you once I've undone them. But yeah, 13mm for these two. So once you've undone those two bolts, you literally just pull it out. It is glued on with whatever they use from the factory, so just get your hands behind it and pull it out. It is a bit awkward. If you have a little tool, that'll make it easier for you to pull it out, but just like that. It comes out. Then you just have to clean up all that glue afterwards. So once you've got it off, it's got the way it needs to go on, so I'm going to put the hole near the bottom for where the wire needs to run through. Just grab one of the worst drills you can find with any drill bit on that's big enough for the wire to fit through, and then I'm just going to drill it straight through there, so it's big enough for the wire. So now I've drilled the hole through, it's the perfect size for the wire. So I'm just going to install it back into place, put the bolts on the other side, and then I can push my wire through there. I'm going to put a bit of heat shrink over the wire that runs through that part, so it doesn't cut the wire in any way. Just go around it with a deburrer if you've got one, and just clean up the edge so it isn't sharp. So yeah, I'm going to bolt that back in now. So I've come outside just while they're making a bunch of noise. Here working on some sort of racing lawnmower, and I've just heard the sound of someone special showing up. Here it is. Showing up in the Explorer to come give me a hand install the sub box. So I've got my lovely unboxer, brought her snacks with her to be well energised, and she's going to
unbox the Vibe British Audio C8 AV4.
So this is everything that comes in the box with it. You got your cable for your bass adjuster, You got all your mounting brackets, and that's for your high input sound, but I'm not going to be using that, so pull that out. So this is the actual sub, which is very compact and will fit nicely under your seat. So there, all your, where you put your ground and all that stuff, your RCAs will go in there, and it's very small. That's all the details for it. 240 watts, and it gives you the size and your measurements and all that stuff. So that's what we've got in that one. Now I'll show you what we've got in here. So you got your fuse that you run your positive wire to. You got your RCAs. You'll have your ground and your remote wire, and then there are all the connections you need for your battery and connecting everything else up. So nice and easy. So I'm going to start running the wire in and getting it all connected up. So once you've got all your wires sorted out, you put your little sleeve on there, and then all we need to do is just cut off cut the bit of the wire off so you can put your connection on. So just twist them like that. And you're going to need some pliers to put this on, unless you've got the tool that does it. But simple as just squeezing it on. And just squeeze it as hard as you can to make sure your wire doesn't come off. Just like that, and then just put your sleeve over the top, and that'll be the bit that goes to your battery, and then we'll put it on the battery and then cut it there to put it onto the fuse. Right, so what I've done is I've heat shrunk the end to keep it on, keep it protected, shouldn't have any issues there. I've also marked there where the fuse is going to go, so I'm going to cut it, strip it back, and then put the fuse on. And just cut the wire like that, and then you've got to take this apart and pull this out. Put that over your wire, just like that. And you'll need an Allen key to get that out there. But I'm just going to measure it like that and go to about there. And cut off this red bit. So you've just got the wire. And it'll be exactly the same for the other side that comes out of the fuse. So it's nice and easy. Just like that. Just give them a quick twist. And then let me grab an Allen key for this. So you're going to need a 3mm Allen key to undo this. Each kit might be different, so just unscrew that. And pull that out, just like a shipping thing. Stick your wire in there and put your grub screw back in. Just like that, so it's nice and tight. And then push that rubber bit right back up to there, and then you can put your fuse in there. Don't forget to add this bit on. So once you put that piece on the wire, then you can install this piece back on. Push it on so it's nice and tight. And put your fuse in there, and then just screw that on, just like that. So for the back of the fuse, instead of drilling it onto the car, I'm just going to put a bit of Velcro on, so it just makes it a lot easier whenever I need to change the fuse if I blow it. So just put it on there like that. And then I'll take that off and stick it in the engine bay. Right, so once I've connected the positive wire up to there, I've just run the wire up onto here, and I'm going to join that, the other side of the Velcro, just there. So make sure you give that a real good clean. Pull the paper off. And just stick it on there. And that way, if you ever need to change the fuse, it's a whole lot easier than having to unscrew it. You can just pull the Velcro off. So I'm going to run the next wire up under a hole here and through that hole there. So I'm just going to run it up that way, so I know I've got enough. I'm going to run this wire up through that hole. Make sure you squish your hand if you've got it, so it's round, and just push it through that hole. Just run a good amount through for now, and then you can always just pull it back through afterwards once you've got enough in the engine bay. So just going to run plenty through there. And then I've got plenty up here now to run all the way around, up through there, and join it back to this fuse here. So it just, so run it through there now. So I've got plenty in here to run behind the back of here, under there, and just in there. I'm going to wire this up off camera because it's just the same as when you put that into that side. So I'm just going to do the same again, and then show you on the inside when I'm running it through under all the carpet and everything. Right, so now I've got the wire running from the inside, right there. Got to pull the carpet out and this trim, just to make it easier to work around. So just carefully pry it out, pull the clips out, and it should just pop out like that. Just be very careful you don't break anything. So I'm gonna run it under the carpet. So just tuck it up past there. Just be careful of your steering rack, whatever that's called. So I'm just going to run it that way there. Run it under the carpet. Just tuck it like that. Run it all the way to here, and then just push the carpet back down, back under where you just pulled it from, so it's all nice and tucked up out the way. So just be careful as well with the hole, so just give it a bit of slack there, just like that. So that'll go back down there. And now you would normally take this off, but I should be able to push it under. I just lift up that edge. I can just push the cable in that way. So that's what I'm going to do. And then once I've done that, I'll show you what it looks like then. Alright, so I've got the positive wire ran up under here, and it just comes out there, run it under all this, as you can see there. So what I'm going to start doing is running the wires from the back of the stereo under there, so I can follow the red wire all the way down to the back as well, because it all goes to the same place. So just pull your stereo out, which I did beforehand, to check that it would work for what I want to do, because it needs 2 RCAs there. So I'll just tuck the wires through there and run them all the way back. Right, so now I've got all the wires run. I've done all the ground, done all the RCA, the remote, the positive, everything's as it should be. And time for testing. When I turn it on, the light is on, so it is working. I did put Velcro on the bottom of it. All the settings are about halfway, so it's time to test it out. I'll try and play some non-copyright music, and hopefully you can hear how much bass there is. So it's all wired up now, and yeah, I've unplugged it for now, just to give you an example of what it sounded like before, and then I'm going to plug it in and do an after. So this is the before. Now I've plugged it back in, and I'm going to show you what it sounds like after, with it installed. And these are both on volumes that I normally have it on. So let's give this a listen to. So that is it now. The subwoofer is fully installed and all wired up. Nice and compact out of the way. Back in the way your feet when you're sitting down. And it doesn't sound too bad for the size of it. So hopefully this video was useful to you guys if you were installing them into your truck or into your car. If you do install the same one, go over to Instagram and send me photos and what you've installed it into. And this is the subwoofer I went for, so if you use the same one, then just send me photos, and I'd love to see what you've done, how you fitted them and where you fitted them. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.